Hello, SRF Ninja here from soreelflix.com, and welcome to Part 4C of my Asian film collection. Show off, as you can say. This is the third portion of my Shaw Brother film collection. I'm going to show you all my imports, my IVLs and whatnot. You need a special DVD player to play these films, because they're all in Region 3. They're all subtitled only, which I enjoy, by the way. Okay, let's get down to it. My man David Chang, The Condemned. He's in prison in this one, and I highly enjoyed this. It's not a lot of action, more of a modern day piece, but you gotta have this film. I highly enjoyed it. And of course, Chang-Chi directs this film. Gotta have it. Next up, starring my man Chen Quan-Tai. Remember that guy? A lot of films you gotta have, and this is one of them. Not a lot of action. I highly enjoyed the story of this. Some may not like it that much because, you know, it's just more story. But it's great. He's pretending to be like a mafia type guy in it, just to keep his tea house running. And I highly enjoyed it. If you can find it, pick it up. I actually got this one off Amazon for like $10. But again, it's Region 3. You gotta have a special DVD player. If you can find it, pick it up, and it's an IVL. Next up, The Master. Again, who's that guy? Chen Quan-Tai. This is the film I already have. I showed you in my first show of Shaw Brothers, Part 4A. But this is you know, a collectible. I gotta have it. It's an IVL and it has a slipcover on it. So it's gotta be worth some money, right? Next up, again, like I said, it's a great movie. Gotta have it. Ode to Gallantry. Boom. Decent film, I thought. It's an okay. It's got some comedy in it, but I enjoyed it. And if you can find it, pick it up. Next up, 12 gold medallions. You can't even read that lettering on there, but I know what it is. 12 gold medallions, because I highly enjoyed that guy right there. This film right here, I thought was a really cool film. Enjoyable. If you can find it, pick it up. What I like about this, it shows the old time poster on it. And that's the only English lettering on it, is on that tiny little poster. The rest is in Chinese. But good film. Gotta pick it up if you can find it. Next up, Come Drink With Me. Awesome film. Again, just like the last one, it's all in Chinese. You can't even read it, but it does have subtitles. This is another film I think you should definitely have in your collection. The leading roles are females, and they kick ass. Next up, this is a film that's been talked about in the Kung Fu cinema forums and whatnot when I was researching years ago, and I picked it up. It's not an action film, it's a horror film. The Human Lanterns. I highly enjoyed it. It's got a cool story to it. I would say give it a shot. Next up, Opium and the Kung Fu Master, starring my man T. Lung. This is actually a cool film, and I think T. Lung's going around messing up some drug stuff. Of course, it involves opium. So there's some opium houses, and I think T. Lung messes them up. Next up, The 14 Amazons. This is another film that's been talked about a lot in the community of martial arts film. And I would say definitely pick it up. It stars, Ivy Ling Po and Lily Ho. Those chicks are always fun to watch, I think. And it's more of a period piece with just weapons and stuff, but still a fun film. Next up, Four Riders. Awesome film, I think. I think you should definitely pick this up if you can find it. Director, co-writer, Chang-Chi. A lot of his films you gotta have, I think. Again, it stars David Chang, T. Lung, Chen Quan-Tai. Come on, those three guys in the film, what did I say about? You gotta buy it, because I really enjoy those three guys. Next up, Murder Plot, starring my man, one of my favorites, David Chang. Boom. It's more of like a mystery action film. I enjoyed it. And I guess, hey, if you can find it, buy it. Next up, Return of the Sentimental Swordsman, starring my man Alexander Fu Xing, T. Lung as well. I would say definitely pick it up. Got some great action in it. And of course, it's all about swords, but hey, I enjoyed it. Next up, The Legend of the Fox. Boom! Directed by Chang-Chi and co-wrote by him as well. A must-have. Starring one of my favorite Venoms, Xing, Lu Feng. Come on now. Got some, I think some people consider this a Venom film. I think you could put it in there almost. But, for all that out of the way, definitely pick this up because it's a fun film to watch. It's a must-have, and if you can find it, it's very hard to find. Next up, David Chang film. It's called Friends. More of a modern-day piece. Also starring Alexander Fu Xing and Lily Lee. This is actually a great film. It's not a lot of action. Like, the action in there is not, like, really kung fu. You see some weird, fights, like... But hey, definitely a fun film. If you can find it, buy it. This is a very hard film to find. And I enjoyed the plot to it. Those two guys go after some kidnappers to get their girl back. Next up, The Young Vagabond. Boom! Starring my man Gordon Liu. Come on now. There he is with hair again. Gotta have it in your collection if you can find it. This is actually a very hard film to find, I think. But it's a good film. Gotta have it. Next up, The Delightful Force. This is a T. Lung film. Directed by Chang Chi. And I thought it was a good film. It's a cool film. Very weird, but fun. Next up, The Pirates. Boom, I got this when it first released. First released on this DVD, by the way, not when it actually came out in the 70s. Anyways, starring T. Lung and David Chang. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. It's fun. There's a boat and there's pirates on it. Asian pirates. Next up, Deadly Breaking Sword. Boom. It's actually a really good film. A lot of people talk about this film as well in the martial arts community back in the day when I was researching. And it stars my man T. Lung and Alexander Fuxing. Those two guys are great in this. Got some great action in it. I just like the name too. Deadly Breaking Sword. Next up, Trilogy of Swordsmanship. Boom! This is actually another import. This is the Thai version of it. I couldn't find it in the Hong Kong version or Asian version of it. But overall, it's a fun film, I think. The inside's pretty cool. Anyways, if you can find it, pick it up. It's a cool film. Pick it up. Next up, Clan Feuds. Boom. This is actually a cool film, I think. I thought it was a decent film. Starring a couple Venoms in here. You got Lo Ming, Sun Chen. I wish he was in a lot more films, man. He wasn't in enough films for me. I highly enjoyed him. I think he was the 6th student in the 5 Deadly Venoms. I highly enjoyed that guy. Also, all stars Queen of Kung Fu Lily Lee. Also, T. Lung, and gotta have it. I highly enjoyed it. It's got some Venoms in it. Got some cool fight scenes in it as well. Next up, Alexander Fuxing and Life Gamble. Fun film. Got some comedy. And it also stars Lo Ming, one of my favorite Venom guys. You know, the guy that plays the Toad. Can't be pierced by any weapon. And again, Chang Chi directs this one. A very good film. Gotta have it in your collection. Highly enjoyable. Next up, Jimmy Wang Yu and the Chinese Boxer. I recently picked this up. I recently watched it, and I highly enjoyed it. This movie is a must-have and it belongs in your collection. Got some great action in it. Next up, King Gambler, starring my man, Chen Quan Tai, playing a gambler, man. And this is more of a modern-day piece. Got some action in it, and I highly enjoyed it. I love the storiness. It's got gambling in it. Next up, a comedy-like film with action in it. Cat vs. Rats. These guys live across the street from each other, and they're always competing with each other to see whose kung fu's better, but in more of a comedic style. Then, of course, that got my guy in it, Alexander Fuxing. Awesome film. I think this is a must-have. Pick it up. Next up, Young People. It's not really an action film. Might have some action on there. There is some action. There is some fighting in it. There's like 3 gangs, and they're all friends at the end. I just gave it away. But there's competitions in it. There's basketball. There's racing cars. They're all competing against each other. And it stars a lot of people. It stars my man David Chang, T. Lung. And what did I say when you have all 3 of these guys in it? Chen Quan Tai? Huh? You gotta have it. I thought it was a cool film. It's way different than action films that I've been watching of Shaw Brother films. So this is like a refresh for me. Highly enjoyed it. If you can pick it up, find it, check it out. And it's just way different. It's not an action film. It's fun though. And it's got some singing in it as well. Got some American language singing in it. Next up, The New Tales of the Flying Fox. I actually never heard of this. And I just picked it up along with that last film. And I think this is a must-have. This is a very good film, very good action in it, and a great storyline. Next up, my man David Chang, Have Sword, Will Travel, another film that's been in a Kung Fu martial arts community back in the day when I was researching. This is one of the ones that they say is a must-have, and it is. It's a very good film. It's got my man David Chang in it. Got some good action in it. Next up, Boxer Rebellion. It's got a lot of actors in it, including my man Beardy and Alexander Fuxing. And I think it's a must-have. If you can find it, buy it. Gotta have it. Awesome fights in it. Next up, Holy Flame of the Martial World. This is a decent film. Not the greatest. More of a mystical-like thing, I guess. Got like some demons and whatnot in it. It's an okay film. One of my least favorites though, but not as bad as Nine Demons. Next up, The Jade Tiger, starring my man David Chang right there. And who's that guy? And Lo Lee. You gotta have this film. This is an awesome film. And I think you can find this, you don't even have to import it. I think you can find it. It's out of print, but you still can find it in stores. It was released here in the US some time ago. Sword Stained with Royal Blood is the next film. This is a highly enjoyable film. One of my favorite Venoms are in it. It's actually got a couple of Venoms in it. And it's a pretty good film. This is another film that's been talked a lot about. Got some great hand-to-hand action in it, along with some swordplay as well. Definitely pick it up if you can find it. I enjoyed it. Next up, Killer Darts. This is actually a really good film. I never knew about it. It's another one of those recently picked up copies, and I highly enjoyed it. I actually think this should be in your collection. That's a great story in it. It's got people I haven't really seen before, which was refreshing for me. And the story was good, the action was great. Next up, Heroes Shed No Tears, my man Alexander Fushing, right there as you can see. Also stars Derek Yee, remember that guy? I said his name a bunch of times. Anyways, the film is great actually. It's a really good film. It's kind of a serious film actually from Alexander Fushing, which he does a really good job in here. The action is really great, and I love the story of it. Okay, last film. The last Shaw Brother film of my Asian film collection. This is called King Eagle. Boom. Starring T. Lung and Li Ching. But you've probably seen him before, right? This is an actually good film. It's got some gore in it, actually. Look at the back of it. There's some blood. It's got some guts coming out. This is actually a good film. I think you should definitely pick this up if you can buy it. I think they actually released that in the US as well, if you can find it. Anyways, that's it for my Shaw Brother films. But I still do got a lot of more Asian films to show off. I don't know, I probably have 4 or 5 more parts coming. Who knows? Got a ton. And I got a bunch of Blu-rays I gotta show you. Alright guys, come back again to check out my next collection of Asian films. It'll be part 5. Check out all the cool links below. Subscribe. Check out soreelflix.com. Alright guys, thanks for viewing. Come back again. Check out part 5. Gotta check that out. And don't forget to check out the other parts if you haven't seen them yet. What's wrong with you? Alright guys, thanks for viewing. Ninja out.